now in the tournament. Gino Auriemma, the Naismith Coach of the Year in his 9th straight NCAA, hoping for a 3rd straight Final Four. And Pat Summitt in her 23rd season, 13 times in the last 16 years, she has taken her team into the Elite Eight.
This game is really going to be up and down. I think both teams are excited to play, and it's really a chess match with both these coaches, Mike, because we've talked about the rivalry and the history of these programs and what they've developed tradition-wise, and you'll see that the big-time players are going to come out, the kings and queens and knights and rooks, but it's the pawns and what kind of adjustments the coach is going to make out there on the floor with each player.
Connecticut huddling up for the last time before we start here in Iowa. They had their closest game of the year in the first round here in Iowa City in a nail-biter against Illinois. They won at 78-73. Here's the NCAA history for both, and 16 straight Sweet 16s for Tennessee and 4 titles to 1 for UConn. Tennessee a winner a year ago in the semifinals. UConn beat Tennessee for the championship 2 years ago. And when you're playing for that much, the rivalry heats up in a hurry.
Talked to Pat Summitt before the game. She said, hey, our team is loose. They're just really relaxed and ready to go at it.
Holtzclaw 6'2" against the 6'7" Walters, the jump center. Tennessee will control. Kelly Jolly. A remarkable comeback from a knee injury and then an ankle injury in the tournament, and Holtzclaw starts it in a hurry.
These two are completely different than when they met earlier in the season. Shea Ralph was a big difference for Connecticut. She really added a type of player that Connecticut really doesn't have as much, except like Lakeisha Sales. A versatile player can do so many things, and Tennessee, on the other hand, has Kelly Jolly. Lori Milligan is out.
Here's the press. They get it to Elsie. Holtzclaw, so dangerous in the open court. Got her own rebound, knocked away and stolen by Carla Berube.
Watched practices yesterday and today, and both coaches said, we've got to come out aggressive. We want to attack. Tennessee is going to go right at Connecticut, go inside to the middle, attack Sarah Walters, try and get her in foul trouble. Connecticut, on the other hand, when they did play that first game, they got the ball inside an awful lot.
Here's another turnover. Jolly pushes it up, has a lane. Kelly Jolly all the way, and Tennessee has a 4-2 lead.
Tennessee worked on their shooting today, their offense, and Pat Summitt said, Kelly, you better shoot that ball. And Kelly Jolly, who's capable of scoring, hasn't been looking to shoot. She had 32 minutes their last game against Illinois, and she's going to be very effective as far as scoring, going to the basket, and looking for the outside shot.
The foul was called on Elsie for a push underneath. It was her first, and the team's first.
Great penetration by Rita Williams, but a nice block by Tennessee.
Rita Williams has tremendous quickness as well as speed at the point for UConn. Sales is out on Elsie. Tough bounce pass at the feet of the center, Passion Thompson, and all the way to the other end. UConn runs in a hurry, and Rita Williams has her first bucket.
Both these teams very capable of playing transition offense. They like to push the ball if they can score in that layup.
UConn averaging nearly 84 points a game. Tennessee 77.
Both teams will switch up their defense. They'll play man. They'll go into their zone.
Thompson out of the corner. That beautiful high arc for 3.
Rainbow time. Sarah Walters at 6'7" comes out on her, and Abby Conklin said, keep coming. I'm going upstairs.
Must have had a toe on the line. They only give her a 2 for the shot. Duran dumps it off to Sales. She's wide open. Duran with the offensive rebound and put it back in. Amy Duran, who averages 7.5 points a game, has done better than that in the tournament.
Tennessee, 2 key things for them was take care of the basketball. They had 24 turnovers the last time these 2 teams played, but they out-rebounded Connecticut. And Pat Summitt saying, boards, boards, boards. We've got to hit the boards.
Thompson against Walters, the bucket, and that's their strategy. Push it inside against the All-American, and she picks up her first personal foul.
Gino Auriemma very upset. He said yesterday in the press conference that if they let the big players play and don't get them in foul trouble, it'll be a good game. But a great play by Passion Thompson to go underneath the defense to create contact.
Thompson, a 78% free throw shooter. She and Abby Conklin are playing in their 19th NCAA game tonight. That is the volunteer record. Nice job of breaking the press, and then a travel on Rita Williams. Did everything right until the very end when she shuffled the feet. With her speed, she's tough to cover, Andy.
She has stepped into the starting position for Gino Auriemma this year. For Jen Rosati. Jen Rosati has been the heart and soul, just an extension of Gino, the two Italians. Jen Rosati knew what to expect, but he is so proud of what Rita Williams has done for this team this year.
Holtzclaw, nice pass, offensive rebound. Conklin stripped on the way up. Elsie has it in the lane and score. What a nice job by Holtzclaw to get out of that trap and find a teammate clear on the other side of the court.
We talked earlier, too, about Carla Berube being the miss clutch and the player that they go to. But Nikisha Sales is going to be a player that they really have to show up in this game tonight and make things happen for the Huskies.
Off of Tennessee, out to UConn, their ball. 11-6, Tennessee early. Sales to inbound to Walters. She wheels toward the bucket. Foul on the way up. Passion Thompson got it. Coming up later tonight on ESPN, you'll see the final in the West. Second-seeded Georgia against number 1 Stanford. That's tonight at 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. Tracy Henderson with 17 points, 7 out of 12 from the field, 16 boards, and 4 blocks. You'll also get to see the Naismith Player of the Year, Kate Starberg.
Henderson's going to need all of that, maybe some more against that Stanford team with the inside players they have.
I was so impressed by them a week ago when we did the opening 2 games in the West region. Walters, 1 out of 2. It's 11-7. Back off the pressure a little bit this time, waiting for Jolly at half court. Holtzclaw encounters a double team. Another good cross-court pass. Conklin, good outside shooter. Except for that one, no.
But I like the aggressiveness that Tennessee has offensively. They're going and looking to take shots.
Paige Sauer, number 41, is into the ball game, and they'll go to a double post. Sales runs into a double team, low to Sowers. Great balance as she caught the pass, squared up, got her shot.
She's been such an impressive freshman. She has great footwork. She really rolled to the basket well that time, and great hands.
Every starter has scored so far for Tennessee. Holtzclaw, tough shot off balance. Passion Thompson with a foul. The 6'1" senior from Philadelphia, Mississippi, has 5 points to lead back to 4.
Passion Thompson had a solid game against Colorado and 12 points, 7 rebounds. 5 of those were offensive.
Tried to dump it low to Sauer, tipped out of bounds. We've got a timeout on the court. 15:31 to go first half. Tennessee by 4. First half. And the SEC, which had 7 teams invited to the tournament, got 6 to the Sweet 16, but only 2 left now, despite a 16-5 overall record. Tennessee here and Georgia, which you'll see later in the West against Stanford.
In 14 of the last 15 years, an SEC team in there. That was way back in '92 when Stanford won it all. They had Virginia, Southwest Missouri State, and Western Kentucky. And Stanford, you know, we talked about how much these 2 teams have dominated the 90s. Well, Stanford is the other team in there that has done pretty good. They won the championship in 90 and 92.
Put those 3 teams together, and they have just taken over the world of women's college basketball. And I think the way this sport is really going to grow is when there are 3 or 4 other consistent performers to challenge them every year.
Well, Louisiana Tech has been up there, Leon Barmore. And again, you look at the top coaches throughout the country. There are some good coaches this year. And give credit to Muffet McGraw at Notre Dame. They're going to be in the Final Four. Old DU, I mean, they did a great job there. But Gino was named Naismith. And he said, you know, he's a little surprised because his father passed away this year, and he was really involved emotionally with what was happening. And he gave a lot of credit to his assistant coaches.
He was not there for the Big East tournament, and they carried on beautifully without him. There's Kelly Jolly. She has 4, and Tennessee has its biggest lead, 6. Ruby encounters a double team. Good jump out by Jolly. Williams with that quickness goes right around Holtzclaw. Contact, no whistle. Rebound to Conklin. Pushes it ahead to Holtzclaw. Loves that left-hand dribble and wheels. Great pass to Thompson. Thompson is fouled. What a pass by Holtzclaw. She could have easily taken that shot, and she saw a teammate had an easier chance at it.
Holtzclaw, we asked her yesterday, so what do you enjoy most about the game? And she says, passing. I love to get my teammates involved, and look at the court awareness. She sees the 6'5" Paige Sauer on her, and Passion Thompson cutting to the basket. Just great awareness, and Connecticut is going to have some transition defense to get back because Tennessee's looking to push it up court.
Nikisha Sales picked up the personal, her first. That's the second team foul against UConn. Tennessee's been called for 3. Thompson hits the first of the free throw. And now it's an 8-point lead for the Lady Vols. We told you Connecticut encountered its first real nail-biter in the first-round game against Illinois. Sales goes through 3 players. The first shot, Walters, offensive rebound, and Walters got away with an elbow.
Well, she was making sure she got those orange jerseys off of her, and they're letting the officials know about it. But that was a heck of a move by Nikisha Sales.
I think everybody in the building wanted to see that one go in. A little high and strong for Thompson, and out of bounds to Tennessee.
Tennessee is really spreading their defense, and Connecticut having a tough time to figure out how to penetrate their. You can see the 4 jerseys right in there, just clogging up that middle. And Pat Summitt was talking about we need to stop the penetration, and that's why you see so many orange jerseys in there in the lane.
Conklin off the inbounds play. Conklin on the tip gets her own rebound into the lane and scores. Abby Conklin out of Charlestown, Indiana, has 4.
I mean, she is looking to score. We saw her in the Illinois game and also early in the tournament. She just was not looking to score. She was in a big slump where in 6 games she was shooting 29%.
Wonderful what a little confidence will do for you. Good hustle by Walters to go down on the floor and create a jump ball situation. Gino Oriema wants a 20-second timeout. His kids don't see him, and now they do.
There you can see him packing off, and Tennessee also switching. They feel very comfortable switching on who the big bodies are going to be switching off on.
Here's what UConn has done against ranked opponents this year. Even with the Illinois win, only 5 points, and the previous closest game, Notre Dame at 9, they're still beating top 20 teams by an average of 17.6 points a game. And, I mean, some of these were only close because the starters already went to the bench and the other team got back into it.
Exactly. And the bottom line, like Gino Arias says, hey, we're the team that's 33-0. People have to beat us. And this team, we talked about it against Illinois, is that 2 years ago, they went undefeated. There was a lot of pressure. This team doesn't feel as much pressure about being undefeated. They want to get to the Final Four again.
Deep inbounds to Sauer. Ruby has not been a factor. Shot clock is at 10. It did not reset, of course, just because of the timeout. Tough cross-angle pass. Not a good job by Sales as the clock was running down. She tried to force one in there.
Offensively, Connecticut a little frustrated because Tennessee is very active. They're making Connecticut go way out to start their offense, and then all of a sudden they're clogging up the middle.
Great drive on the baseline. The shot wouldn't fall for Holtzclaw, but she'll get the foul. She's got that great first step. And it's, I believe, on Amy Duran. That'll be her first and the 3rd team foul against UConn.
Nice pass inside, and Holtzclaw is very good with her back to the basket. She can face the basket also, but there she uses the baseline, and nice reverse. The ball does not finish for her, and that's one of the things that Tennessee talks about. We've got to finish our shots. And that's why they are so confident in going, because they've had some pep talks about we can win this game. And Pat Summitt is a great motivator.
I don't think anybody looks forward to playing against the Pat Summitt coach team in postseason. We have seen in the last couple of years that I've been covering this tournament, she just seems to find a way to get weaknesses uncovered in other teams.
And this is a Tennessee team that has not been strong all year. They've looked for leadership. The seniors have not stepped up. Holtzclaw has carried it as a sophomore, and she doesn't have quite the intensity as of yet. But when you go against Pat Summitt, you've always got to be concerned.
Rita Williams created that foul situation. She just blew by everybody. And then Walters was there for the rebound. It'll be on Conklin. That is her first. An earlier foul we said was on Conklin was charged to Elsie.
And Gino Auriemma has told his point guard also to Rita Williams, say, look, you've got the green light to go to the basket and try and get some points for us. Penetrate inside.
Hansmeyer, number 20, a freshman, is in for Gino Auriemma. Williams guarded by Elsie.
Hansmeyer did not play in that first game because of Chase Ralph.
Walters missed the chippy, but no one there to prevent her from getting the rebound. Carol Walters has 5. Tennessee playing with great confidence right now. Tiffany Johnson out to Elsie for 3. Tennessee by 11.
We talked about this maybe being a chess match, and yeah, the top players, the kings and queens, and those your key players are going to be involved, but it's the pawns that you don't know is going to show up. They're the ones that are going to have to come up with some big plays.
Hansmeyer walks as she lost her balance at the baseline. The 4th turnover by the Huskies. 33-0, but they're down by 11. Tennessee with a stunning 11-point lead early. Pat Summitt says she knows shutting down Carol Walters starts before she gets position inside.
And just watching their postseason games, I mean, she goes 94 feet without any defense on her a lot, and we'd like to put defense on her early because I think you have to know where she is at all times, and you have to be playing her tough at all times.
Carol Walters has been banged around an awful lot so far tonight.
And it's not just by the post players. You see Kelly Jolly banging her just as she crosses the free throw line, and that's what Pat Summitt was talking about. We want to get a body on her, make some contact so she feels it before she gets down on that post position.
But she'll give as good as she gets, and she's used to it by now. Johnson trying to establish position against her inside. Off-balance shot by Abby Conklin, and here comes Sales back the other way, all the way. Nikisha Sales. Great drive.
She did not slow up at all going down the left side. Those are the kind of plays that the Huskies are going to need more by Nikisha Sales.
24-15, Jolly. Holtzclaw loves that spin move, in and out. Sales with another rebound.
And coming out of the timeout, we'll see if Tennessee can adjust to that zone that Connecticut has thrown on them.
Rita Williams tosses it away. There's Jen Rosati, who was the prototypical point guard for UConn. She did not make those kind of mistakes. She had a wonderful assist-to-turnover ratio. Rita Williams, during the up-to-date stats, 106 to 101 assisted turnovers, and 1-to-1 won't get it done. Although in her defense, she has done much better late in the season and in the tournament.
And Jen Rosati did it for 4 years. This is Rita Williams' first year where she has been the full-time point player. And she was a junior college transfer, so she didn't even get a lot of playing time because of Jen Rosati last year.
And I think that may be the biggest loss for UConn or any team. When you have an experienced veteran point guard and you have to replace that player, that's an awful lot. Amy Duran gets herself free on the baseline, misses the shot. Sales forced the follow. Conklin on the double team. Here's Holtzclaw. Lost control of the dribble, cut off at the baseline, and out of bounds to Tennessee. One of the few times you will see Holtzclaw lose the dribble. Thompson will come back in. Conklin will get a rest for Tennessee. So So they'll be going with Conklin and Johnson up front. Excuse me, Thompson and Johnson up front.
And Tiffany Johnson is the type of player for the Lady Vols, can come in and create a lot of havoc inside. She's a big rebounder and can score points.
Somebody got a piece of that one, and there's Johnson with a rebound, but she traveled. National Player of the Week in January 13th. 2 games that week, she averaged 20.5 points, almost 13 rebounds.
And Tiffany Johnson is the third freshman to start for Pat Summitt. Passion Thompson was the second one, and Dana Johnson was the first one. That's how good they are.
Sales hesitated and then missed the shot.
The very first game that Tiffany Johnson started as a freshman for Tennessee, she had 18 points, 17 rebounds, and 5 blocks against La Tech.
Jolly three-pointer. Walters with a rebound, and she's fouled. Looked like Johnson was on her back, or make it Passion Thompson.
Well, that's a big key for Connecticut. They know they've got to block out against those Lady Vols because they hit the offensive boards. And Connecticut going into that zone is giving them better positioning and blocking out.
They'd like to get Berube a little bit involved more in this offense. She's had 17, 19, and 17 in 3 tournament games. Walters, offensive rebound, got the shot off the miss from Duran. Carol Walters had 7.
The thing with Carla Berube, Tennessee is doing a very good job, but it's later in the game when you kind of forget about her because she hasn't done anything and you let up a little bit.
Nia butts into the ball game for the first time. Her miss recovered by Holtzclaw inside. She goes down but gets the bucket. Holtzclaw has half a dozen. Williams hustles it back the other way. There's Berube. Nice fake. And then lost it on the way in. Sales with a loose ball. Walters with the follow. And now Carol Walters, as the pace picks up, starting to be a little more dominant inside.
I like that. Tipping it in, not just even coming down with it. She's doing up both hands and tip that ball in and come down. Said, come on, Huskies.
She has just tied Rebecca Lobo, number 2 all-time in points scored at UConn. She is 4th to Lobo in rebounds. She got the block shot there. And it's a jump ball situation. Possession arrow will give it back to Tennessee.
You think Gino Ario is a little excited in this game?
Just a little.
Saying, over the back. He had that dark coat on. We said Mr. Gangster tonight. He had his white spats on. He'd really fit it.
Walters will get a rest.
And Chris Daly, the associate head coach, trying to get him to sit down.
Carrie Bascom, 44 points ahead as number 1 all-time.
That was the first year that Connecticut went to the Final Four in 91.
Holtzclaw, nice inbounds play.
That's the one thing that really impressed me, Mike, the other night against Colorado. Tennessee did such a good job on their out-of-bounds plays and scored.
The lead back to 9, and even though it looks like Connecticut has really picked up the momentum, they're not cutting into that lead much. Sales, nice reverse scoop. Nikisha Sales has a half dozen. Excellent ball movement all night for Tennessee.
Oh, good screen.
Jolly got all the way in. I think Sauer will be called for the foul.
Pat Summitt was really concerned about Kelly Jolly in that game where she went out with that injury against Grambling. And there you can see the minutes. As a matter of fact, right before the Oregon game, they did not know until 5:35 before that game whether she would be able to play or not. But she screamed out so bad. She has had ACL surgery. There's Jenny Moshak, who really is the MVP of this MASH unit. All 10 players have had some kind of injury all season long. As a matter of fact, the first person down on the court was Dr. Bill Yeoman to make sure that Kelly Jolly's knee was okay.
29-21, Tennessee. Tennessee leading number 1 UConn 29-21, 7:47 to go, first half of play. These teams met earlier in the season, and UConn won it by 15 points, limiting Tennessee to only 31% from the floor, but a much different team for both UConn and Tennessee. Gino Auriemma had the benefit of Shea Ralph, who had 14 points and 6 rebounds, but she blew out her knee Also, she was tremendous at getting to the free throw line and was an 83% free throw shooter. And on the other hand, Kelly Jolly able to come back for Tennessee. So those were a couple of different parts in that first meeting.
Kelly Jolly missed first half of the season because of an ACL, came back, and then the ankle injury.
Walters, no basket, offensive foul. 2 on Carol Walters.
Connecticut does a nice job getting the ball. Look at how high, though, Walters is away from the basket. And she usually goes left. Doesn't look like much contact. She didn't throw the arm out from the angle that you got. But you had Holtzclaw and Passion Thompson on her. And now she's going to have to go out, even with that one foul.
I think she got hurt by a nice lacking job on that one. 29-21, Tennessee. So Walters sits down with 2. Sales has 2 personals. They took one away from Sauer and gave it to Sales. And Conklin hits a 3. 7 points for Abby Conklin, who's a 35%, nearly 36% long-range shooter. It's back to 11. Durant kicks it back outside. Ruby didn't want the shot. Durant will take it and hit it a 3.
And she's the type of player that has to get hot for the Huskies. We talked about the role players on each team, and Tennessee looks like they are very aggressive, scoring everybody on the team. In Connecticut, those other players that don't score a lot, they've got to step their game up now with Carol Walters on the bench.
Durant is the best long-range shooter of anybody on the court tonight. And there's Holtzclaw. She has 10 already.
Holtzclaw likes to turn right. Her back is to the basket. She will turn right. I haven't seen her turn left in the 2 games that we've seen them play. And if a defensive player will pick that up, they can force her to that left and see what happens.
Sauer, she walked. 7 turnovers by the country's #1 and undefeated team. Tennessee is playing with great confidence in it.
They're really executing their defense, and I think that has created some havoc for Walters and the rest of her teammates. They've got to calm down on the offense. I think Letitia Sales, when the ball is in her hands, Rita Williams, they're trying to penetrate and create something.
Holtzclaw, every time she touches it, it results in a double team. Misty Green, number 13, is in for Pat Summit. She's looking low for Thompson, who's on the watch against Sauer. Elsie may have gotten away with a push-off. Green will hit the jump shot and got the roll. Everything's going right for Tennessee right now. They're up by a dozen, the biggest lead of the ball game.
Tennessee has done a good job in keeping the ball out of Carla Berrubi's hands.
Hansmeyer gets the bucket inside. Back to 10 points under 5.5 minutes to go. Holtzclaw with that high dribble, just controlling everything. Thompson kicks it back out. Green will fire from long range. Holy cow.
In practice today, the shoot-around, Misty Green passed the ball off. Pat Summit called quits, say, hey, what did we recruit you for? Not passing, shooting, and she's doing it tonight.
Yeah, but did they recruit her to shoot from 27 feet?
Count it.
Durant trying to answer at the other end. Hansmeyer got a piece of it, but Holtzclaw with a rebound. 13-point lead for Tennessee, and Connecticut is really going to be tested tonight. They are not facing the same team they beat up earlier this year. Holtzclaw double-teamed at the baseline, didn't get the roll. Sauer with a rebound, Rita Williams. She pushes it ahead. Berube has not had a shot in the ballgame. The leading scorer in the tournament for this club. Nearly had it taken away there. Sauer. And she'll get the foul from Thompson.
Tennessee playing a very aggressive defense, and Connecticut just needs to calm down a little bit, come out and set some picks and open themselves up a little bit more.
2 fouls on Passion Thompson. Carla Berube, the senior from Oxford, Massachusetts, came in the NCAAs averaging 17-7 after having 11-4 during the regular season. If you don't get any shots, it's tough to score. And as you pointed out, they've done some nice defensive work.
And where she's getting the ball is away from the basket. She's getting it away on the three-point line. She's the type of player that needs to be inside towards the basket. She creates things on the short post, down low by the baseline, 8-10 feet away, and she can make things happen.
Paige Sauer hits 1 of 2. That's going to be a foul on Amy Duran, really going after an offensive rebound. That will be her second.
And a big difference, too. Amy Duran was the 6th player of the year last year for this Connecticut team. They had a bench, especially with Shea Ralph. Tennessee can go a little deeper with players. And that's because of foul trouble.
Approaching the 4-minute mark in the first half. Elsie got to the free throw line, misses the shot. Hansmeyer comes out to Williams, 3-on-2. Williams gives it up to Berube. Right in front of the Tennessee bench, they thought she walked. The three had 2 chances to go down and didn't.
It's not dropping for the Huskies like it is for the Lady Vols.
When you have games like that, sometimes there's nothing you can do. The ball will hit the rim 6 times. It just doesn't want to go in.
That's right. You've got good wide open shots. You execute your offense, and it's not falling.
Laxton into the lane, missed the shot. Johnson with a follow. Good in the foul. Well, that one stood up there a while till it made up its mind.
Well, Pat Semmett said yesterday, he said, board. You better come off that bus, looking to box out, whether it be on the offensive end or the defensive end. And Tiffany Johnson goes to the offensive board. I don't think that there's much contact here because Paige Sauer is on the net right there. But Pat Semmett, Tiffany Johnson, the rest of the Lady Vols are excited because they're hitting the board.
Johnson can give her team a 15-point lead and does. Pat Semmett is loving every minute of this, and why not? She leads number 1 by 15. All right, Robin, a shocker developing here only because Connecticut is undefeated number 1. Not that Tennessee could not beat anybody in the country, but they are winning by 15 points with 3:17 to go in the first half.
And a lot of it has to do because of the Tennessee defense, and also they're hitting some big shots.
Rita Williams to Duran. Shot clock is at 10. Carol Walters double team, got it back, forced it up, and draws a foul. Good job by Walters to be that aggressive.
Boy, would that bees do it, honey. They just went right after Carol Walters. Just 4 orange jerseys right on her. And there you see the free throws. Only 2 of 4 for the Connecticut Huskies. Field goal percentage.
And the defense is holding Connecticut to 44% shooting. And Holtzclaw will get a breather here.
And this is probably one of the weaker parts of Carol Walters' game is her free throw shooting. She shoots just over 56% from the free throw line. And when you're a big player like that, and you get to the line as much as she does, she needs to knock them down, especially in this game. It's going to count.
She's hit 2 of 3 so far tonight, and now 3 out of 4. The margin is 13, and Holtzclaw's rest doesn't last very long. I don't think I'd ever let her out of a game. To get back in there and shoot it.
She's just so fun to watch, too.
Conklin against the pressure. Connecticut has not been able to force Tennessee into mishandling the ball very much.
They're taking care of the basketball much better this game.
Jolly gets it down to Johnson against the double team, and just as we say that, they throw it away because of defense. Their 5th turnover. Duran wide open. Can't hit the 3. Johnson spun to the ground by Hansmeyer. That'll be a foul on Hansmeyer. They had their arms locked up. And we're into the 1-and-1. Tomorrow night, the NIT semifinals coming your way from New York, starting at 7 o'clock. UConn and Florida State from New York. Johnson misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Nice recovery by Williams, and she's fouled. Silly reach-in by Holtzclaw, who picks up her 2nd personal. The lead 13 with 2:28 to go. First half of play. Sauer will come back in for Connecticut. And Elsie comes back in for Tennessee, as Pat Summitt is not going to take a chance on her superstar picking up a third in the last 2:28 of the half. Berube comes back in, and Sales will sit down. Williams makes the first, she'll get another.
Well, if you can have those two players, Williams and Walters, hit free throws. Williams is 1 of 5 in the game against Illinois. She had 11 points, only 1 of 5 from the free throw line, shooting 55% from the line. She could be a big factor if she hits her free throws like those two.
11-point lead. Jolly trying to work against the double team. She has done a nice job in getting rid of the pass when she's supposed to. Conklin, a little jump hook, short on it. 1 and out for Tennessee. Williams carried the ball.
Rita Williams got going so fast, tried to split the defense, and yeah, Kyra Elsie on you. It's tough when those two players for Tennessee can run just as fast as Rita Williams. That's when she's got to bring it back and set it up. But I think sometimes you get so caught up in your emotions, it's tough to stop.
She's used to going by people, as you see the turnover story. But it's pretty tough to go by Elsie. She's got some speed of her own. Jolly sees the double team coming and gets rid of it. Elsie, her backcourt mate. A three out of the corner won't go. Tennessee has gone suddenly cold, and Connecticut with a chance to get it down to single digits. Sauer wants the ball inside. Instead they go to Williams, and she'll get it to Sauer. Triple team. Williams left all alone for three. Missed the shot. Offensive rebound and a foul as Amy Duran on the weak side. Foul was on Jolly. That'll be her second. Here are the brackets. The Final Four already includes Notre Dame. They will face the winner of our game here. And ODU will go back to the Final Four. They will face the winner of the game coming up later tonight at 11:30 Eastern. Start Georgia and Stanford.
And the 4 teams that were in the Final Four the last 2 years, Stanford and Georgia going at each other tonight. Tennessee, Connecticut going at each other tonight. And only one will make it to the Final Four.
First free throw no good by Amy Duran, who is the best free throw shooter on this ball club, 84%. So the players that aren't hitting the free throws have been tonight. The ones you expect to have come up missing.
And what do we know?
That's right. What's the stat guy know? He says she's an 84% shooter, and she just missed them both.
That's right.
42-31. UConn unable to cut that double-digit lead. Shot clock is at 12, but Tennessee is being a little more deliberate, and there is a walk on Misty Green.
Once Misty Green turns her back on the defense, she wasn't sure where she was. She needs to face up and just look for a shot or just makes a nice pass to the wing.
Rita Williams calls out the play she wants. Elsie is out waiting for her. Berube has been totally shut down in this first half. Duran gets it to Sauer. Reach in, knocked it away by Elsie. Williams trying to penetrate, kicks it back outside. Berube. Shot clock is at 6, and Berube will force that one up. Doesn't get the roll. Hansmeyer with a follow. That's a big bucket for UConn. They've cut it to 9.
The second tip that the Huskies have had, I like that, because once you come down with the basketball, it gives the defense a chance to recoup and come up on you.
Robin Roberts and the Lee Jeans halftime report coming up. As soon as we're done here, under 25 seconds to go. Nice bounce pass to Conklin. What a pretty feed by Brene Laxton.
Paige Sauer is helping out so much. Nobody else rotated behind.
It's back to 11. The pass inside knocked away, and this may be the second foul on, or make it the first on Johnson. Did she get it? Lee Jean's halftime report comes up just momentarily. We'll have the first half analysis. Not sure how much luck was involved in the luck of the Irish, but remember they won an earlier game on St. Patrick's Day. Claxton will come out. Nia Butts will come back in the ball game. And that was the first foul of the game on Johnson. Sauer misses the front half of the 1-and-1. There's Hansmeyer again. She can't hit it, and it's Tennessee ball under 6 seconds to go. Butts is fouled with 1.8 seconds to go in the half.
Great hands by Rita Williams. 9 times out of 10, official calls slapping down on the basketball. Looks like all ball. The official's right there, but Nia Butts coming down, changes hands, gets all ball.
That looked like a pretty good play on our part,
right.
didn't it?
It really does. But as I said, 9 times out of 10, officials are going to call knocking the ball down.
And remember, the hand is part of the ball.
When?
In an official's mind, it's supposed to be.
I think that rule's kind of changed over the years.
44-33. Butts with a free throw. Hits it. 1.8 left. Shamiqua Holtzclaw, the All-American, leading her team with 10 points, and they have a 12-point lead at the half over undefeated and #1 UConn. That's our story from the Midwest. Let's go back to the studio and Robin Roberts. Regional championship game. Tennessee leading Connecticut 45-33. We talked about Carla Berrube's importance at the beginning of the telecast. The fact that she was the scoring leader for UConn during the tournament. 17.7 points a game. She has been shut out in the first half. The reason she's only had 2 shots
is defense. Defense. Tennessee has done a super job on her, and she's getting the ball out away from the basket. Only 2 shots, 1 rebound, and Nikisha Sales also struggling to score. Carol Walters is carrying the load right now, but has 2 fouls.
Here are the team stats in the first half. Connecticut still shooting poorly, 41% against that defense. The big story, front court points, 29 for Tennessee and 20 for UConn. And a very telling stat for the Huskies, their starting backcourt of Amy Duran and Rita Williams, no assists and 6 turnovers in the first half.
And 8 points have been scored for Tennessee off those 9 turnovers.
Connecticut starts in the second half with the basketball, and immediately a steal by Elsie. She'll go in against Williams. Conklin with a follow. That doesn't go, and the rebound to Thompson.
Well, that's what you definitely want to come out and score the first basket in the start of the second half, and Connecticut turns the ball over again.
UConn has been its own worst enemy so far.
3 of the 5 starters for Connecticut have 2 fouls. Walters, Keisha Sales, Amy Duran, and Gino Ariema can only hold his head down low right now, but they've got a long ways to go. They can come back.
Jolly with a nice shooting touch on the last bucket. Williams low to Walters. That's what they need to do, force that ball inside. But the miss and the rebound by Holtzclaw knocked away from her by Sales, but out to Tennessee.
And Walters has to finish those shots. He's only getting 1 opportunity because all of a sudden Tennessee is getting a body on somebody. Mickey DeMoss and Pat Summit said yesterday in practice, we got to play musical chairs. Once you get down on defense, you find a body. Don't be left without the person standing without a chair. You find a body and put yourself on that body.
Got it to Holtzclaw at the top of the circle. Dangerous pass. Jolly has it, a 15-footer. Nice defense by Williams. Here comes Berube. Carla Berube still looking for the first 2 and can't buy one. Knocked out of bounds by Tennessee to UConn with 18:34 left in the game.
And that really would have helped her confidence, Mike, if she knocked that shot down.
No matter what you've done in the past, if you're shooting the basketball and you miss a couple, you start putting pressure on yourself.
And she has always let the game come to her, but again, give Tennessee credit for just really shutting her down, knowing where she is on the floor.
Sales cut off by Holtzclaw at the baseline. Walters got the roll on this one. Carol Walters has 13 points.
They did a very nice job that time, spreading the offense, getting the open seams, and getting the open pass.
Holtzclaw with a rare miss with that much space to shoot. Knocked out to the Lady Volunteers.
And once Carol Walters goes out there to defend, the other Huskies have to get some defensive boards. Oh, nice. Passion Thompson was wide open, and the Huskies were very lucky on that play.
Haven't they done a beautiful job on those inbound plays?
They really have. They score right away off them. Most teams, they're just lucky to get the ball inbound.
That's right. Outstanding set plays by Pat Summitt and the coaching staff. Thompson, double team, maintain control. Elsie doesn't get the shot, and Walters with a rebound. Carol Walters starting to take over. 7 boards for the All-American. Sales wheels down the baseline.
Those are the kind of shots that Nakisha Sales needs to get in. Just slices right in there past the defense.
The lead is down to 10. You don't win 33 games without having a lot of heart. Jolly, offensive foul on Kelly Jolly. That will be her third. What a big call.
I was just going to say, Rita Williams has done a tireless job out there playing defense. She is helping out once the ball goes down low, then has to recover, and Kyra Elsie penetrates to the basket, gives it to Jolly, and Jolly goes right into Rita Williams.
Once you lower a shoulder and lean in like that, and Williams just got away with another carry. Sales. Durand to Walters. Much better ball movement in the second half by Tennessee, but they can't finish it. Here comes Holtzclaw.
She's going right on that spin.
I think they recognize it too, Annie. They just can't stop it.
Well, she takes you left off that little dip, and once you go left, you're off balance coming back.
I like what Nakisha Sales is doing now. She's got that intensity going. You can tell she realizes the position they're in, and she does not want to see that first loss go on the board.
We saw that last year in the semifinal game against Tennessee, and you got the #1 team, Connecticut, against the defending national champions, Tennessee.
Williams to Sales, and here come the Huskies. They have cranked it up a couple of notches.
They have made some nice adjustments defensively. Tennessee having trouble on the offensive end.
Pat Summitt will use a 20-second timeout to talk about it. And Gino Auriemma seeing the fire back in his players' eyes. They were down by as many as 15 in the first half. Now they've cut it to 8.
Obviously, the chess game has begun with making some adjustments coming out in that second half. Gino Auriemma is saying, get the ball inside to Carol Walters, but also some big defensive plays. Rita Williams has come out, also sparked the team, and Nakisha Sales. As you said, Mike, they've got a little bit more fire offensively in their team in the second half.
And Sales really runs the court very well, and she's got a big cheering section.
And the biggest thing for the Huskies is not to get those third fouls on Nakisha Sales and Carol Walters too quickly.
The third that Jolly picks up could be huge. They can ill afford to have her out of the ballgame at the point. Thompson. Walters may have gotten a piece of that one, and it's out to the Huskies.
Kelly Jolly really is the leader on this team, only a sophomore, and everybody else looks to see what she has done and what she adds to this floor, because just coming back from the ankle injury, I mean, you've got to respect that, and everybody saw that when she came back in that Oregon game.
Holtzclaw comes out on Nakisha Sales. Durand telegraphs the pass, picked off by Thompson.
Passion Thompson came out of nowhere and just flew by to pick that ball off.
And she had to call a timeout to avoid a jump ball situation. Smart play by Passion Thompson. 16:01 to go in the game. The lead down to 8. Connecticut chipping away at the lead. It's down to 8 with 16:01. Here's the tournament summary. Notre Dame and UConn, the two Big East invitees, 7-0 so far. The Irish will go to its first Final Four ever. ODU is back for the first time since '85. And the top 3 in the poll, UConn, ODU, and Stanford still alive. Stanford to play Georgia after our ball game. But really, so far, only one top seed is guaranteed a spot in the Final Four, and that's ODU. Holtzclaw being shadowed by Durand. Shot clock is at 5. Jolly under pressure. Rebound to Sales. Sales ahead. Basket and a foul. Carla Berube, what a time she picked to get her first 2 points. Great pass from Nakisha Sales, and a chance for a three-point play.
First transition bucket we have seen by the Huskies. Rita Williams gets a piece of this, and Sales is off and running to the races. They're like, Carrot, get out of my way! And looks down court, makes the nice pass. Good hands by Carla Berube, and a little push behind from Abby Conklin. Really not a smart play, but she had nowhere else to go.
The three-point play cuts it to 5. And you can see the concern on Pat Summitt's face. Closest it's been since it was 13-9. Thompson against Walter. Can't get the shot. Elsie with a foul. It's spun out, but she's fouled.
I thought she took a little bunny hop on that, but they luck out, and Carol Walters is going to pick up her third personal foul. And this is for Tennessee in the second half. The other players have to start stepping up now, too, because Amy Duran is doing a pretty good job on Holtzclaw. She hasn't touched the ball that much. And now Kay Sauer will have to come into the game for Carol Walters, who is having a good second half coming out of halftime.
Elsie will go to the line. She is the poorest free throw of the shooter of the starters, 56.3. Got to bounce on that one.
You're so good, Mike.
I'm either a jinx or I'm a reverse jinx. I'm not sure which. In and out on the second one, and knocked out of bounds to Connecticut. The lead is 6, 15:07 to go in the game. Pat Summitt trying to go to her 10th Final Four in 16 years. That's incredible. No wonder nobody wants to play her in the tournament. Williams and Duran outside. This is Sales. Almost knocked away by Elsie. Williams forces the jumper from the lane. Good hustle by Sales to get it back. She fires. Berube. Connecticut all at once getting the loose balls and getting the rebounds, something they did not do in the first half. It is a 4-point game.
In the first half, you saw Tennessee really attack offensively, come out strong defensively. In the second half, it's been the Huskies reversal.
What a change of fortune for both ball clubs. Conklin will check out, and Tiffany Johnson comes in for Tennessee. And we have a problem with the shot clock. It did not start. So they'll inbound again.
Spilled water on it. I love how she just picked it up like, we're out of luck right now.
Holtzclaw and Sales, and look at the shooting. Tennessee held at 2 of 10. UConn over 50%. Williams all the way. She won't get the bucket, but she'll draw another foul. And it's on Thompson. Check it. It's on Holtzclaw, her third.
And a big play out of bounds play by Connecticut. We've seen that by Tennessee, especially in this game, how well they take the ball out of bounds. And now Holtzclaw will have to leave the game, but Rita Williams really is attacking offensively for Connecticut.
And fouls can play a huge part in this. Holtzclaw with 3, Kelly Jolly with 3 for Connecticut. Carol Walters has 3. Free throw is good by Williams. 54% shooter, has done an excellent job tonight. 5 points. You saw Jen Rosati. She's hit all 3 on her trips to the free throw line. All 4. And boy, you like to see that. Somebody stepping up in a big game.
Exactly. The leaders will know that free throws are crucial in a game if you're going to win.
Williams trying to attack Jolly. A 2-point game. Elsie with a miss. Thompson got the follow. Back to 4. A little breathing room for Tennessee. They have not had much since this streak started. Sales doing everything she can to jumpstart this offense. Berube has it going. Carla Berube, shut out in the first half, has 7 in the second.
There's got to be a sigh of relief hitting that shot.
Elsie against the double team. That blocking foul will be on Sauer. That's 2 on the freshman from Midwest City, Oklahoma.
For Ruby, the nice little pump fake. Usually they call travel on that in the women's game, but she makes a nice move and knocks it down. And then the little baseline jumper.
This was the NBA. She could have taken another step, and it wouldn't have been a travel. Missy Rose, the 5'9" senior, into the ball game the first time for UConn.
Just to give Nikisha Sales a rest. Hopefully she can stay in and just play solid defense and not turn the ball over. And that's all Gino Ariema is looking for.
Laxton misses her first shot. She'll get another. Makes the second, the first point of the night for Laxton. It's a 53-50 Tennessee lead. Rita Williams with that quickness can't get through. Duran got caught in the air, got it to Sauer. Tough shot, off balance, couldn't get it to go.
Rita Williams' hands have just been all over the ball handlers for Tennessee.
And off of the foot of Kelly Jolly. Boy, has she cranked up the defense. She's really bothering Jolly right now.
Rita Williams is not backing down whatsoever. Backs off a little bit right here, but creates the turnover. Carla Berube and Rita Williams really have to step up with this lineup that they have.
Duran will try a three. Rebound to Johnson, and she's fouled. Coming up when we're done here in the Midwest, we'll go out to the West.
She has had an All-American year. There's an All-American right there, Shamiqua Holtzclaw. You know what really amazed me? She was never this year an SEC Player of the Week. I mean, I was shocked to hear that. Never during one course of the week was Player of the Week in the SEC.
Laxton. Sales back in and Skies for a rebound.
And the
7 for her.
Boards and turnovers are going to play a big part down the stretch.
Sales can carry a team in a game. Rita Williams, set shot. That won't go. Bodies fly inside. Let's see who gets it. It will be against Connecticut.
Stacey Hanmeyer, the second time she's taken somebody down, and she's getting called for the foul again. You know, Ariema pleading his case, saying, hey, it goes both ways.
2 on Hansmeyer, 4th team foul against Connecticut. Tennessee's been called for 3 here in the second half. UConn expended a lot of energy in this comeback, and they seem to have hit a little flat spot here, down by 3. And how long do you keep Holtzclaw on the bench with those 3 personal fouls? Bad pass by Laxton, picked off by Williams. And Rita Williams, bucket in the foul. Not a smart play by Laxton. You're going to commit the personal, make sure they don't get the bucket, and that will get Holtzclaw back in right away.
I really like the decision that Rita Williams makes, not only in taking this basketball all the way, but in taking the shot. She knows that she's got a teammate on her left side, but she's looking to score. And I think that this is a good decision by Rita Williams. Not only she draws the foul, but she's going to the hoop. And boy, they like it on the sideline.
She's hit 4 for 4 at the line. Short on that one, it could have tied it. 12:15 left from Iowa City. Some comeback by UConn. See if they try to get the ball to Holtzclaw. Johnson in the lane, lost it. Picked by Walters. Now 11 turnovers against the Lady Vols. Steal by Holtzclaw. They tried to get it to Walters. 2-on-1. She'll take it herself and score.
Well, you got to make her at least use her left hand and go to the left side. Don't let her just keep coming down on the right. But Carla Berube really got fooled by Shamiqua Holtzclaw. She just played right in the middle defensively. Wasn't up on the ball. It wasn't back on Kara Walters.
55-52. Tennessee extends the lead back to 3. 1 and out for UConn as Hansmeyer can't hit the baseline layup.
Hansmeyer really makes a nice move on the baseline. The ball doesn't fall, but there's no offensive rebounding for the Huskies. That would have been a big bucket for them.
Holzclaw wants the screen, gets it. Jolly left all alone because of the double team, and she buries the three. Tennessee is not about to let Connecticut come back without a fight. Williams with that great first step, goes baseline, shot won't fall. Hansmeyer had it blocked. Tennessee basketball. Great defense by Tiffany Johnson.
Tough possessions for the Huskies, but also give credit to Tennessee coming down, and they nailed the three and played good defense as far as also getting the defensive boards.
Johnson gives them that size they need inside at 6'4". She backs in on the All-American and hits the jump shot. Great defense at one end, outstanding offense at the other. 7-0 run since Holzclaw has come back into the ball game. An All-American does tend to inspire her teammates. Williams gives it up to Sales. Walters wants the ball inside, can't get it. Blocked again, and this time a foul will be called on Johnson, her second.
When Abby Thompson just kind of kicking Hansmeyer out of the way. Give credit to Hansmeyer as far as going to the offensive glass. She is looking to score. Tiffany Johnson looks like she comes up with a big block, but Hansmeyer is going to go to the free throw line. Tennessee has done a good job defensively. Berube, since Holzclaw has been in the game, has had a difficult time getting the basketball, and also when she does get it, knowing what to do with it.
You could see on the sideline, Annie, that after Carla Berube started to get that shot going and she had 7 points, that Pat Summitt pointed to Holzclaw as if to say, she's yours. I don't want to see her scoring anymore.
And they have said she is the clutch player. She's the one player, a rock, that holds this team together for Connecticut. And when you can throw that rock in the ocean and keep her away from everything else, she's not going to be involved.
Hansmeyer, a very poor free throw shooter, misses both. Jolly around Thompson's screen. Got it inside to Holzclaw. And Shamiqua Holzclaw going to show you a little strut coming down court. She has 16. They built the lead back to 10 after Tennessee had gotten within 1. That's some response by Tennessee, Annie.
Great patience on the offensive end. They're looking on the outside. They're calling a 20-second timeout. Holzclaw will cut down low on the baseline. Gino Ariema trying to come up with some answers. She's just constantly moving. Holzclaw's moving, moving, moving. The ball is on the right side. She goes away from the ball. Boom! All of a sudden, she's going to cut. Good timing. Where's the defense for the Huskies?
Had to be a time to be very nervous on the sideline for Tennessee as that lead had evaporated, but right now they can celebrate again. And the question will be now, does Connecticut have another run in it? They came back from 15 down, got within 1, missed a free throw that would have tied it, but now they're down by 10 again.
This Connecticut team has 102 wins in the last 3 years, which is an incredible record. It ties the Kentucky men back in the 40s. So this program has done a super job, and they're capable of coming back. We've seen it.
Tough call here on Holzclaw. She picked up her 4th personal. Must have gotten her with the body because it looked like she had all ball on the block. And that's 4. And she will sit down.
She comes to help out.
Well, they may have called her getting the arm after the shot, but not much. Shamiqua Holzclaw will go out of the ball game with 16 points, and you saw what a lift she gave her team just by being on the court. Sales hits a free throw. Now it's a 9-point game.
See the energy and the excitement, and we talked about one thing that Pat Summitt has said about Holzclaw is maybe she lacks the intensity, but boy, she loves this game and loves to win.
It's an 8-point ball game, 9:14 left. The winner of this game will go to the Final Four and have a shot at a national championship. Right now, Tennessee has an 8-point advantage in what has become a tremendous rivalry. First time they ever played, it was 1 against 2, and Connecticut took number 1 away from them. Then they played for a national championship. UConn wins again in the series, ending Tennessee's long home winning streak. Tennessee got some payback last year in the semifinals in overtime, but in only 5 games, they have developed as intense a rivalry as you could hope to find.
And Connecticut has been #1 all season long, being undefeated.
Thompson moves in on Walters and makes a bad pass.
Rita Williams
from another steal. She's played sensational defense. Nearly turned it over on the double dribble. Walters goes against the double team and lost the ball. She thought she was fouled.
Well, she has to bring the ball down. She goes right. She doesn't go left that much. And Gino Ariema wonders sometimes how come she doesn't get to the free throw line as much as she should. But that time where she caught the ball was a little bit too far away from the basket for her.
Johnson, great head fake, got Walters in the air and buries the jumper.
And why at 6'7" you would leave your feet, I don't know, especially when you're 15 feet away, your offensive player is 15 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, that's really a gift to the shooter. The lead is back to 10 as we approach the 8-minute mark. And Connecticut is going to have to step it up again. Duran with a left hand down the lane, can't hit the shot, and Tiffany Johnson with another rebound. That's her 11th.
Connecticut standing around on the offensive end, only 1 shot at the basket.
Nobody crashing the boards. Reach in, try for a steal by Sales. She'll pick up her 3rd foul instead. Good thought from Nikisha Sales coming on a double team. We've got a timeout, only 7:56 to go in this game. Tennessee shooting for the upset. Mike Patrick with Andy Myers at 64-54. Tennessee leading Connecticut 7:56. Only 2 teams have ever gotten through the NCAA championship undefeated. 86 it was Texas. In 95 UConn. Can they do it again? They have to come back from 10 down with 7:56 to go. They cut a 15-point lead to 1, but Tennessee has managed to kick it back up into high gear. Jolly and Green, the backcourt. Green baseline drive, can't hit the shot. Sauer with a rebound. Walters not in there right now. They're going for a little more speed, perhaps. Sales, tough shot. Hansmeyer with a follow, and she got it.
When Hansmeyer's been in the game for Connecticut, she's been strong on the offensive boards. And we said in the timeout, Connecticut's going to have to do something more offensively than just 1 shot at the basket.
Green brings it up. Bad pass by Green. Jolly got a hand on it, and it's all up to Sales. This is exactly what they did in the first run. And I'll ask the question again, how long do you leave Holtzclaw on the bench?
Here she comes. You're so good, Mike. You're so good.
You just get a feeling you can't leave an All-American who has an impact like that. You've got to go out firing all your guns. Jolly down the lane. Tough shot by Jolly.
Boy, they just gave her the right side of the lane and said, take it, Torto. I'm playing the Matador.
And she took it. 66-58. Sales triple teamed in the lane and lost the ball. Last touch by Tennessee. Holtzclaw went out at 9:14 when the lead was 10. It's been cut to 8.
We'll see if she does it again and keeps Tennessee up there.
She's the one they will look to. 5 seconds, and they turn it over.
He's at the shoot-around today, and Al Brown, one of the assistants for Tennessee, they really went over the out-of-bounds plays for Connecticut, and they were really strong on working on that, and they've got a 5-second count on it. Al Brown in his second year has really helped this team and has really helped Pat, Mickey DeMoss, and Holly Warlick. The assistants for this team have been fabulous. They stayed together, and Al Brown has helped on the free throw shooting, and it's brought a different insight to the game for Pat.
Having a good coaching staff is often overlooked because the focus is so much on the head coach. Elsie can't hit the shot. The rebound goes to Thompson, and she gets a little yell in at Hansmeyer, and now...
And Berube came right back.
Berube was right there.
Well, Passion Thompson yelled right in the face of Stacy Hansmeyer. Hansmeyer trying to block out.
That's a good way to get a technical, too.
She's saying, I'm okay, I'm okay. Hansmeyer really works hard. She makes a lot of mistakes as freshmen do, but she's trying to get inside. She grabs Passion Thompson and said, yeah, and yells in her face, and then Carla Berube came to the defense of her teammate.
Holtzclaw got her own rebound. She's hacked. That's the difference she makes. If she does get a miss, which she doesn't do very often, she's extremely capable of getting her own rebound.
But I like the way she came out of that, too, because there was such high emotions coming off of Passion Thompson and trying to settle her down, which, you know, she did settle down once they got her in the corner.
Right.
And then Holtzclaw gets fouled and shows no emotion. Great, walks right to the free throw line.
Tennessee has hit 10 out of 15 from the stripe tonight, well under their season's average. Same way with Connecticut, 11 of 19. Neither team shooting up to its season's average. Holtzclaw has hit all three tonight. Misses the second. It's a gift. What can I say?
You're awesome.
67 to 58. Rita Williams really made a poor decision there to force that one up. She had 4 defenders on her.
That was a orange wall right there. That's in volleyball you call a roof.
And that's what a point guard has to recognize, more so than anyone else, that when you're double, triple teamed, I don't even know what you call 4 on you, that somebody is wide open. Holtzclaw. And that'll be a foul on Conklin. Time becoming very dear for Connecticut. 5 minutes and 43 seconds left. They're still down by 9.
Every possession for Connecticut is vital, and they have to make good decisions. Right here is not a good decision. Rita Williams thinks she has the angle, and as soon as she turns, look at the defense just collapse. All those arms up in the air, and nothing Rita Williams can do except see orange.
Hansmeyer will go to the line. 1-1. And she missed the front of the 1-1. Saved by Tennessee, but right to Sales. Nikisha Sales with a big bucket.
She's got that quick release.
Sales has 18 points. That's her high in the NCAA tournament.
Give credit to Berube to make that play happen.
She kept it alive on the offensive board off the miss. Hansmeyer's got to be going crazy. She's 0 for 3 from the line tonight. And she'll be the person they look for if they have to foul out the stretch.
That's right, but she's made a lot of good things happen. And so is Kelly Jolly.
Huge shot for Jolly. Another 3. She has 15, and it's a 10-point lead again. Sales trying to answer. Short on a line drive shot. Foul on Carol Walters. That's her 4th.
Right within the offense, the defense had sagged down, and you see Berube trying to get out on Kelly Jolly, who we saw in the first half was not gun-shy in taking a shot. There you see the dejection by the Connecticut bench. It's like, we're trying to do as much as we can, and Tennessee keeps answering it.
And they can feel it slipping away. Johnson at the free throw line. Got the bounce. It's back to 12. Walters will stay on the court with her 4th. Sales really wants it. You can see it in every play she makes. Tennessee is very content to stay in that zone right now.
That high post is right open, but Hansmeyer doesn't even look at the basket.
Sales looks for Walters. Telegraphed the pass, and Holtzclaw with that great athletic ability to get around Walters.
Connecticut is really trying to get the ball into Carol Walters, and they almost turned the ball over to the Lady Vols, but trying to get the ball inside to Carol Walters. Everybody else is standing around and not looking to score like they came out in the beginning of the second half. Everybody was aggressive offensively.
Elsie at the base. What a block! Play by Sales. Holy cow, what a block. Berube at the other end. She'll draw the foul. Nikisha Sales is the kind of player you would want on your team. She not going to go quietly.
Carol Walters gets blocked out by Passion Thompson, and Nikisha Sales comes out of nowhere with great help side defense and takes the ball down court and get it to Carla Berube. Nikisha Sales is just playing her heart out.
Berube playing in a school record 138 games short on the free throw, and she's a good free throw shooter.
Free throws have been the nemesis of the Huskies tonight.
The scoreboard here is wrong. It shows 72-60 Tennessee. We are told it should be only 71. And now they have corrected it, so the lead is 11. That might be important as we get down the stretch, don't you think? Another free throw miss for Berube. And UConn's going to look back on this game if they lose at what they lost at the free throw line. Reach-in foul on Duran. That's her third.
Gino Ariema has said, you know, he got Coach of the Year, Mason's Coach of the Year, and he says, hey, people think I'm a great coach, but it's my players. But I'm a great coach, but then when we lose, I'm a bad coach. And he cannot go out there and shoot the free throws for his team. He cannot go out there and get the rebounds. He can only direct them and tell them what to do, and they've got to execute.
Passion Thompson hits the first free throw. She has 11 points. She scored in double figures in the last 3 NCAA games. And now the lead is back to a dozen, just outside 4 minutes. 13, and Tennessee now seeming very calm when they get the opportunities at the line. Walters is going to come out high and give Sales a screen for 3. Nikisha Sales buries the 3. She has 21. They go for the steal. Williams gets it and bangs it off Tiffany Johnson. What a play by Williams. There's a timeout on the court. 3:43 to go in the game. Tennessee with a 10-point lead, trying to knock out #1 and undefeated Connecticut. The winner of this game will go against Notre Dame, making its first Final Four appearance ever. ODU is in. They will play the winner of Georgia and Stanford, which follows our ball game. And we'll have the national semifinals for you Friday night. From Cincinnati, Sales inbounds to Duran. Berube for 3. Not a good three-point shooting team. Nice rebound by Walters. And the follow, it's an 8-point game. Here's the pressure again. Thompson. Reach in by Berube in the foul.
Passion Thompson really trying to work to keep Carla Berube out of there, or Carol Walters, and Walters just with her size is able to get it, does a nice job putting the ball back up on the glass.
Yeah, while we were showing that, she was trying to rally her teammates to get them to suck it up for the last 3:24.
But you cannot keep sending Tennessee to the free throw line, because in this game, everybody is shooting well.
11 points for Passion Thompson. And Tennessee doing an excellent job. They missed that one. UConn has hurt itself at the free throw line. The lead is 9.
If they hit their free throws, they're in this game.
Sales out of the corner. It's a 3 and a huge 3 for her. Her second one late in the game. A 6-point lead. Here come the Huskies again. Holtzclaw, look out. She is tough. 19 points for Shamiqua Holtzclaw.
Holtzclaw and Sales show.
Boy, it's worth watching, too. Duran, Walters, nice catch. Lost it on the way up. It's out to UConn. There's a good job by the All-American not to lose that ball.
Sales just knocks this one down like she did last year in the semifinal game. They're going to have to put a little bit more pressure on it. And Holtzclaw with that spin move. Connecticut cannot catch up to her. She makes a nice basket off the glass.
2:48 to go in the game. 76-68. Lady Vols.
If you let me play.
8 seconds left. Tennessee leads UConn by 8. Pat Summitt trying to win her 27th game this year. They have lost 10. And here's the the storyline, rather. Tennessee 5 out of 9 from three-point range. Holtzclaw doesn't have a three, but she's got 19 points and 9 boards. UConn has shot only 50% from the line. Even if they only shot their season's average 68%, they'd be 5 points closer in this game.
Out of bounds play.
That's been a big advantage for Tennessee on both ends of the court. Berube out to Duran for three, way off. Thompson with a rebound. She's double-teamed. And a timeout, I believe, for Tennessee.
I know that Connecticut was looking to get the three-point shot, but Carla Berube, I thought, aggressively, offensively, should have taken that ball to the basket. She had the lane, and she looked to kick it out all the way.
UConn only shoots 31.4% from three-point range. It is not a real strength of theirs. Although Amy Duran is an exceptional three-point shooter, 41%.
But I think there's a lot of time in the game. I don't think that that three-pointer was set up as well in the offense as the others have.
Right. Coming up, of course, when we're done, we'll take you out to the west, where second-seeded Georgia will meet top-seed Stanford. That's an 11:30 Eastern start tonight, 8:30 Pacific. Will be favored against an outstanding Georgia club right after our ball game. Here's the timeout situation. Connecticut still has 2 left to stop the clock if they can score and then use the timeouts to set up a full-court defense. Oriema trying to rally his kids. Is the fact, Annie, that they have not had close games all year a factor right now?
I don't think it really is, because of the type of team that they had the last 2 years. Yes, they lost Jamel Elliott and Jen Rosati, and most of these players are used to being in those kind of games. And I think that they like the competition. Their closest game was the Illinois game, and it was a 9-point game with Notre Dame, but they were up 20 in that game. I think this is a team that does know how to win, and they've got the experience, and that's why they're #1 in the country.
We've got Hansmeyer back in the ballgame as Walters will stay on the bench. Gino Oriema has to go smaller and faster, and does. Johnson inbounds, or takes the inbounds to Passion Thompson, and she is fouled. And Passion Thompson, not the one you're looking to foul, nearly 80% from the line.
But I don't think Gino Oriema wanted his team to foul Stacey Hansmeyer, just a little over-aggressive and lost her balance.
5 out of 7 from the line tonight for Passion Thompson, and Kyra Elsie, the freshman guard, will come back in as both coaches continue to shuffle their personnel offensively and defensively at each end of the court.
And as any coach will tell you, it's not really who starts, which Tennessee has had 13 changes in the starting lineup, but who finishes the game.
Thompson misses the front end of a 1-and-1. They can cut the lead to 6 with a bucket here. Rita Williams, I'd get it to Sales. She wants the ball. And lost it as she went baseline and then commits the foul. Nikisha Sales made the great drive, got the baseline, and then lost control.
She saw an opening. When she sees an opening, she takes it. She is very quick off the dribble. She lost it on the baseline. Once the defense converged on her, you think, oh, does she take the shot? She makes the move on Holtzclaw, and then all of a sudden, again, orange jerseys, and she loses it, and instead picks up the foul. And you can only hope that Tennessee will miss their free throws.
And Gino Oriema can see it slipping away from him. And Tennessee's going to have to hit its free throws, and that time Tiffany Johnson couldn't. Sales back the other way. Rita Williams with a 3. Won't go. Holtzclaw has the rebound and has a wide-open Kyra Elsie.
What a smart play by Tennessee, just releasing Elsie. They have done a wonderful job on the defensive boards. Connecticut just standing around and can not have any transition defense.
The lead is 10, and the Huskies in a whole lot of trouble. Walters back in. She misses the shot, but you'll get the foul from Tiffany Johnson.
A good quick shot by Carol Walters, but you've got to finish those shots and get yourself to the free throw line, which she does, but make it a three-point play. Tennessee has a lot of good runners on this team, and Elsie at 6'1", she's playing out on the perimeter. And Holtzclaw, we've said what a good defensive rebounder she is. She will take it down court a lot of times, but she sees the court so well, she goes down for the baseball pass.
Walters better than her season's average, but she misses the first one there. And each point now becomes so precious as Abby Conklin will come back in for Tennessee. Dan Patrick and Gary Miller standing by with SportsCenter. And we'll fill you in on everything that's gone on in the day in sports. Walters can cut it to 9. She missed them both. And Conklin with a rebound, and they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to Tennessee, however. Pat Summit yelling out the instructions she wants. Trying to inbound to Jolly. And it's knocked out. Good hustle by Hansmeyer. So Gino Auriemma trying to get Walters out of the game on the defensive end, bring her back in on the offensive end at every whistle. This foul will be on Rita Williams. That's her third.
We've seen teams come back from 10 with this much time left, but Connecticut's going to have to score in a hurry with three-point shots and free throw lines and also stopping the clock and making Tennessee beat them at the line. The seniors for Connecticut, they've got 4. Carla Berube, Carol Walters, the 2 starting seniors for them, and Missy Rose and Sarah Northway have had wonderful careers here at Connecticut.
Jolly hits the free throw. She has 16 points tonight, double her regular season average.
Shamiqua Holzclaw moved when the ball was given to Kelly Jolly, and Pat Summit saying, hey, she didn't have the ball. That is not a right call.
Pat Summit really upset. Unless the shooter has the ball, you can move. Sales really forced that one up. And the foul as they go after Holzclaw.
She's still upset about the call. Once the player has received the ball, which Pat Summit is saying, no, it didn't happen, then Shamiqua Holzclaw is there on the lane, The official has the ball. Oh, she's moving, but the official's starting to give the ball to Kelly Jolly.
It's got to be in her hands. She's got a really good point there. Intent has nothing to do with it.
9/10 of the law, huh?
That's right. Holzclaw, 19 points. Her average is 20. She always seems to get to 20. She's just incredibly consistent. If she was a selfish player, she could have 35 a night easy.
No question. And talk to Pat Summit about that. I said, you know, are you going to give her the ball that much? She goes, first of all, Shamiqua doesn't want to shoot the ball that much. She wants to get everybody involved. And we'll win more championships when Shamiqua distributes it.
The lead is 13. Nice drive by Rita Williams. She saw they were going to give her that layup, and she took it. They cut the lead to 11, but they're going to need some steals and some threes to avoid their first loss this year. The folks in orange are loving it. 81-70. Their team up by 11 with 1:34 left in this game. A chance to go back to another Final Four for Tennessee.
They played Notre Dame earlier this year and beat them by 13. And Connecticut played Notre Dame twice in the Big East and beat them twice.
UConn has hit only 2 of its last 10 free throws. They've really had a chance to get back in this game, but have been unable to do it from the free throw line.
They really came out sharp in that second half. I thought that they were aggressive. Tennessee really was taken out of their game, and maybe they got a little tired, or maybe missing those free throws, but they could not get the boards against this Tennessee team.
Holzclaw, our Nike player of the game, just a tremendous performance. And Nikisha Sales, the player of the game for UConn. Conklin gets the ball on the inbounds, and she's fouled. Very little time comes off the clock, only 1:32 to go. Sales with 24 points so far, a dozen rebounds, and shooting 50% from the floor. She's been exceptional.
And that was in foul trouble. I think Rita Williams had a super second half also for the Huskies.
Especially defensively.
No question. Carla Berube, who struggled in this game, and this Connecticut team has hung together, and in 3 years, what a wonderful record, 102 wins.
Conklin is the best free throw shooter of the starters, 83%. She hits the first. She'll get another.
She started out strong in the beginning of this game, and it just has really been kind of quiet.
Missed the second. The lead is a dozen. Durand missed the layup. Johnson with a rebound. And they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow will give it to UConn.
It's a tough layup to miss. Durand's got to finish those off. And those are the kind of things that when it's crunch time, you've got to concentrate. No matter how much you're pressured, just put those shots in or create a foul.
This enables Gino Auriemma to get more offense back in. Not a transition situation. And they couldn't get it in, and Sales tried to bounce it off a Tennessee player, and they turned it over. Holtzclaw back the other way. Nice decision. It's better to run time off the clock. Smart play by Holtzclaw. Excellent ball movement by Tennessee. UConn has got to foul, and Jolly got one up around the face from Rita Williams. That will be 4 on Rita Williams, and that may have done it. With 1:03 to go, they had a couple more free throws. They could take the lead to 14.
There was so much question about this Tennessee Lady Vols team as far as losing the backcourt of Latina Davis and Michelle Marciniak, who was the MVP of the Final Four last year. Latina Davis, the heart and soul of that team. Really, the backcourt for this Lady Vol, you never knew who was going to show up because of injuries and lack of leadership, but they have pulled together.
Kelly Jolly has 18 points. The lead is 14. And I think it's just starting to set in on the Connecticut bench that they may not be going to the Final Four, and 33 games in a row will not be good enough to get them into the championship round. 56.4 seconds to go from the Midwest, but the lead is still 12. To go, Tennessee leads by a dozen. Pat Summitt has built an astounding reputation, and deservedly, at Tennessee. In 23 years, she's won over 80% of her games. 21 straight seasons with 20-plus wins. This looks a lot like Dean Smith's record. 52-11 in the NCAA. She's already gone to 9 Final Fours and won 4 NCAA titles.
And talk about tradition. She's had 11 Olympians, including herself,
yes,
being an Olympian and also an Olympic coach, and 14 All-Americans.
It's been a struggle this year. They lost 10 games. A lot of people wrote them off. But right now they are 26-10, and here is a reach-in foul by Berube. They can't afford to let any time run off the clock, and they just have to take their chances at the free throw line.
But you also can't discount the fact of the preseason schedule that they play. And 9 out of the 10 teams that they lost to were ranked teams. She lost twice in a row, 3 times. A lot of those teams are SEC teams. And she always plays the toughest schedule because it helps prepare her team to know what it takes to get to the Final Four.
Well, what really also hurt them against a brutal schedule like that, if you're just playing, you know, some easy teams and your point guard gets hurt, you still got a chance to win. Your point guard gets hurt and you're playing the toughest schedule around, you're not going to win many games. And then they developed Lori Milligan into a pretty good point guard, and then she got hurt.
Exactly. And when you're defending national champion, you are going to get up and you're going to beat them because you got nothing to lose, and 10 of those teams did.
86-72, Tennessee with its second biggest lead of the ball game. Rita Williams, they'll give her the layup. She can't hit it, and Sales, who has been magnificent, scores inside again. Holtzclaw.
She's got 26 points. She had a career high last year, 28 points against Tennessee.
Reach in on Jolly by Durand with 41-4. That'll be 4 on Amy Durand. So every starter for UConn has 4 personals.
Carol Walters had 11 big points in that first half, but she did not get much help from her teammates. Carla Berube was really shut out. Lakeisha Sales really struggled. And give credit to Tennessee as far as what they did to Kara Walters in that first half, and really sustained, kept her off the boards.
Carol Walters, number 2 all-time in scoring, 1st in field goal percentage, 4th in rebounds. Rebecca Lobo continues to lead in that department. second in blocks. She's just had an exceptional career with UConn, but it looks like it will be over tonight because her team down by 12 with 41-4 left.
And only collegiately, because now with the Women's Pro League and the WNBA or the ABL, she's got a good chance of going and continuing her career, as a lot of players have. Absolutely.
Jolly hits the free throw. After UConn had cut into the big lead, got it to 53-52. Tennessee went on a 9-0 run when Shamiqua Holtzclaw, who had been on the bench in foul trouble, came back in. Rita Williams with the drive. 2 points at a time, really not going to get it done.
No, but she's had a career game.
Great hustle there by Missy Rose with the steal. She went into the third row after she grabbed that one. Williams kicks it back outside to Berube for three. 87-79. Ahead of the pack is Thompson. And Rose goes down and commits the foul. One more piece of the puzzle. Seconds. Pat Summitt doesn't think they will because she takes out All-American Shamiqua Holtzclaw to a rousing ovation. She is fun to watch. She is a terrific player and only a sophomore. Thompson hits the free throw. This will finish UConn's season at 33-1, and how very difficult it must be for them to have played that brilliantly all year long, be one step away from another Final Four, and have their only loss of the season knock them out of the tournament.
A very tough defeat for them, but they have had a wonderful career. Gina Ariana's got to be very proud of this team because they have really played strong, and a lot of people haven't given them credit. You know, and I think it's been frustrating for them saying, well, you don't play in a tough conference, you don't play a tough preseason schedule. He said, hey, we are undefeated. We play everybody just like everybody else has to. And this team is a dog-front good team, and they've got nothing to hang their heads about.
Oh, they're exceptional, and they not only play all-comers, they beat the dickens out of them. I mean, it's been an exceptional run for UConn. And as you said, in the last 3 years, 102-4. They will fall to 102-5. You've got to play all the heavyweights in the NCAA tournament, and they've done that.
And this is the fourth year, consecutive season, they've had 30-plus wins. And only one other team in Division I basketball, men or women, Louisiana Tech did that.
Just remarkable. And Williams is going to grow as a point guard. She has all the requisite skills. Not the easiest position to learn. Trust me. 89-80, but only 10.3 ticks of the clock left. And Tennessee, against all odds, has fought back, and Pat Summitt will go to her 10th Final Four in 16 years. What an accomplishment. Conklin got the bucket. Missy Rose at the buzzer, and the dream has ended for Connecticut. 33-1. A tremendous run they had, but it stops in Iowa City, courtesy of Tennessee. Once again, the final 91-81. Tennessee over UConn. Stay tuned for Sports Center coming up next. You're watching ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For my partner, Andy Myers, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Thanks for watching.
Oh, no! We got to keep on moving!
Some were awarded April 2nd, 95. UConn defeats Tennessee for the national title. Rebecca Lobo, National Player of the Year, as the Huskies complete an undefeated season. March 29th, 1996, revenge. Tennessee defeats UConn in the Final Four. Michelle Marciniak and the Vols will go on to win the title. So on this night, the last two champions meeting for the regional final. Pat Summitt.
You never think it's going to end. You never think the ride's going to stop. And it came to an abrupt end tonight.
It's just the way this tournament is, you know. I wish it was like baseball or basketball playoffs where you go best 3 out of 5. But it's one and you're out. And it's a shame.
I thought we played great defense, rebounded better in the second half. This is a great victory for these players, for Tennessee, for our families, and I'm just excited to be going to the Final Four.
Thursday morning, and where are you if you're a Lady Vols fan? At the airport, of course, welcoming home your favorite team, fresh off a 91-81 win over rival Connecticut.
We have so many fans and support, you know, people coming here 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning here to support us coming, you know, for my victory.
UT's season hasn't been a cakewalk, losing to teams like Old Dominion, Stanford, and Georgia. But throughout the ride, Big Orange pride was there, from parents, friends, and spouses to the little ones, like the team's favorite son.
You know, to have Tyler all excited after the game, he was, I don't know, everybody was so happy. And, you know, he's been on the road with us a lot this year, and we've lost a lot of tough games. And, you know, he's seen the downside. And to see these players so happy, and they deserve it so much.
We don't know if it's because of their 10th Final Four appearance in 16 years or the way they battled when UConn tried to take the game away. But the magic is back. And if you were there last night, or if you just love the Lady Vols, you know they can always pull a win out of their hat. Gina Miller, Action 10 Sports.
Champions led by Shamiqua Holtzclaw, about to face the number 2 seed in the Midwest, Colorado. Everyone in a singing mood tonight.
Welcome back to the Midwest Regionals tonight.